Hola everypony, mi amo es Crystal Bloodsucker, also known as Serena Earthpony, and I'm finally back with another reading of Underground. Last time we left off, Dib and Gaz got in a fight, and Dib wished the goblins to take Gaz away. What's going to happen next? Let's find out. But before we get into it, have you noticed anything different about me? That's right, my pony got a whole new design to it. No more annoying little specks of orange, or different shades to my coat, or the thousands of white lines in my mane that I tried to pass off as highlights. The new design to my pony is all thanks to my longtime best friend, Criminal Crimson, or Xenocrism, as she is sometimes called. She's an amazing artist and story writer, and now you have the chance to see all the work she's ever done by going onto her new blog, xenocrism.blogspot.com. I will leave a link to it in the description down below, and you can check out all the stories and pieces of art she's ever done, especially her very famous characters, like Nez and Kita and Elizabeth, and many others. Well, now that that's over, let's finally get into the story. Dib slammed his bedroom door and turned away, sulking past the alien. Dib, are you sure that was a smart thing to do? Zim asked him. Why, I'm not scared of her anymore, Dib scoffed. She just pretends to be scary to get people to do things for her. She's nothing but a big annoying faker. But what if you hurt her feelings? Gaz? Hurt feelings? Ha! You speak nonsense, Zim. Still, I think we better check on her. Something doesn't seem right. And why's that? Gaz hasn't come up to beat you yet. Dib's eyes widened as he realized that the alien was right. Usually Gaz would beat him up for saying things like that to her, but she still had yet to come up. Glancing at each other, fear clearly seen in their eyes, Zim and Dib both bolted down the stairs in search of the purple-haired girl. Gaz! 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 Where are you? Gaz! The two of them kept calling and calling, but they received no answer. Gaz! Zim called as he entered the living room. His foot suddenly kicked something and he looked down. He gasped at what he saw, his hands shooting to his mouth in shock as he knelt down to the object. Dib! Dib heard Zim calling him and quickly ran to where the Urkin was. What is it, Zim? He asked, but stopped dead in his tracks as he glanced at the object in his hands. Zim turned around slowly and stood up, showing his human frenemy the object better. It was Gaz's game slave. I don't understand, Dib gasped as he slowly took the gaming device. Gaz never goes anywhere without this. Dib! Dib looked up to Zim as he whispered his name fearfully. What if the goblins took her? What? Dib frowned. Of course the goblins didn't take her, Zim. Gosh, you're more paranormal enthusiastic than I am. But you wished for it. So, that doesn't mean anything. This is all just a complete coincidence. There are no goblins, there is no labyrinth, and there is no... Suddenly, Dib's sentence was interrupted as the front door and windows opened up, sending a chilling wind through the house. A white owl flew in, terrorizing the two boys as they heard strange laughter in the room. Suddenly, the owl flew back outside, and in through the front door walked a man with long, shaggy blonde hair, wearing guy makeup, and a black one-piece suit with a red shawl. Zim and Dib both gaped up at the strange man as he approached, neither one of them daring to move, speak, or even breathe. Finally, Zim gathered the courage to say something. You're him, aren't you? He gasped. You're the Goblin King. What? Dib frowned. Don't be ridiculous, Zim. There's no way he's the Goblin King. He's just a strange man who decided to invade my house. But Dib, look at him. I've never seen a human male worm baby like him before. He certainly looks royalty. Alright, fine. If he's the real deal, then let's test him, Dib frowned before turning back to the strange man. If you're the real Goblin King, then please, give me back my sister. What's said is said, the man exclaimed, startling both of the boys. Oh my god, you really are the Goblin King, Dib gasped. Please, I didn't mean it. Give her back. Oh, you didn't mean it, huh? The Goblin King frowned. Please, where is she? Dib asked. You both know very well where she is. Please, just give her back, please. Dib, the boys jumped at his voice. Zim, go back to the bedroom. Practice your play. Forget all about the girl. You can't really expect us to do that, do you? Zim frowned. The Goblin King said nothing as he stared at the boys. Suddenly he reached into his pocket and pulled out a clear orb. I brought you a gift, he exclaimed as he held it out to them. What is it? Dib frowned as he and Zim stared at it curiously. It's a crystal, the Goblin King answered, moving it through his hand like a fushigi ball. Nothing more. But if you turn it this way and look into it, it will show you your dreams. But this isn't a gift for an ordinary boy who takes care of a bratty sister. Dib and Zim's breath caught as they both stared at the strange gift in the Goblin King's hand as he held it still. Do you want it? He challenged. Then forget the girl. I can't, Dib sighed as he looked down. How about you, Zim? The Goblin King turned to the alien. An Urkin invader like yourself would surely love to have something as valuable as this. Zim had to admit it was very tempting, but he had long ago learned to control his temptations to such things, and how to set his priorities with the help of his friends. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to agree with Dib on this one, he declined. Please, just give us the Dib sister, and then things can go back to normal. Boys, Zim and Dib watched in shock and horror as the crystal suddenly turned into a snake. The Goblin King stretched it out and held it firmly by head and tail. Don't defy me, he ordered before he threw the snake at the boys. Zim and Dib both squealed with fright as they fought the creature off. They watched it fall to the floor, only to find that it has turned into a harmless scarf. A goblin suddenly popped out from underneath it and gave a strained laugh before running off with the scarf. More goblins behind the boys also laughed before hiding back in their drawers and dressers as the boys dared to try and take a look at them. You are no match for me, the Goblin King smiled, grabbing their attention again. Enough games, Beast King. We are not playing them anymore, Zim growled. Now tell the mighty Zim and his human beast friend where the gas beast is. The Goblin King smiled in amusement before turning to the front door and pointing. She's there, in my castle. Zim and Dib looked at each other before they walked through the front door. Their breath caught in their throats as they gazed at the castle, and at the labyrinth they will have to go through to get to it. Do you still want to look for her? The Goblin King challenged. Is that the castle beyond the Goblin City? Dib asked. Of course it is, Dib. What else would it be? Zim frowned. The boys turned around back to the king and gasped when they saw that the house had disappeared and they were now standing in the middle of nowhere. Turn back, boys, the king instructed. Turn back, before it's too late. We can't, Dib shook his head. Can't you understand that we can't? What a pity, the king sighed before walking up to a grandfather clock, pointing at the time. You have 13 hours in which to solve the labyrinth before your little sister becomes one of us. Forever. Such a pity. And with that, both he and the clock disappeared into the air, leaving behind an astonished Zim and Dib. The boy sighed before looking back at the labyrinth. The labyrinth, Zim gulped. It doesn't look too hard, Dib said with confidence. Well, come on, Zim. Zim gulped before quickly following the human down the hill towards the giant maze.